Cameras. With cameras being built into your cell phones, everyone and anyone can take photos of anything, anywhere. You can seriously store thousands and thousands of photos on little nuggets like these. But it kind of devalues what taking a photo is. Like, go back to a film camera. That film is not cheap. One photo could cost $10 or more, and you had to really be selective and careful of what you wanted to take a photo of. Otherwise, oops, I just wasted $10. I'm not gonna eat lunch tomorrow. But nowadays, since you can take so many photos, who cares? Let me just take a photo of my friend eating at this restaurant in the parking lot, and it's blurry. If I had taken this photo, I don't know, 20 years ago, I would have been pissed. This is a terrible photo, but also it's great because it looks so bad. I kind of like that, actually. And that's kind of what I wanted to look at today, is cameras that myself or my parents owned a little while back, not too long. Well, some of them are pretty old, actually. And just kind of see what photo taking was like before these guys. Alright, first one up. Canon. This box is in rough shape, but this is the, what is it, the PowerShot SD850IS. So, I don't know what that means. 8 megapixels, 4x optical zoom, which is not bad, honestly. And apparently it has face detect too, which is, that's kind of neat. Disc. We've got two manuals. One for Spanish. I assume the other one's English, right? Oh, and it's a print guide too. If you ever want to print a photo, very nice. Advanced Camera User Guide. This is for professionals only. That is in fact a user guide. Some filth in the, oh god, that's gross actually. And I assume this is for putting photos up on the TV. But here's the guy. It doesn't work right off the bat. Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, it works, but if you doesn't. I mean, it works. We just don't have the charger for it. There's the bat. No SD card because we can't actually use it, but you can see it still works if I just turn it on. I mean, yeah. Oh, and there it goes. There's also an optical viewfinder, which I actually like, but you're not seeing what the camera's actually taking. It's just kind of cool to look through. It was a cromulent piece of technology for what it was back in the day. I give you garbage. It's an old Fujifilm underwater film camera. And from what I remember, the photos didn't look great. I mean, you can see, look how tiny that lens is, right? Like, that is not much bigger, if at all bigger, than what is on my iPhone. Also, I have no idea how you were actually supposed to get the film out. Like, it straight up says do not open. Yeah, I don't know. There's a little indicator for how much film you had left. You'd roll this to take your next photo, or... well, let's just read the instructions, actually. Wind. Yeah, buddy. Point and shoot. So that's the little photo taking mechanism. You just click this down, and then it says advance film to 0 after last exposure. Develop promptly. Which again, I have no idea how. I guess you just give this to like London Drugs would do photo developing, so you just give it to them, and they would figure it out from there, I assume. But this thing, probably, I mean, it just feels like a piece of junk. It's so light. It's Fuji. This is professional. He's chunky. I mean, this is my old Polaroid Sun660. It is beautiful. I mean, look at this guy. I think it's probably one of my favorite looking Polaroids, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it takes photos not very well, because, I mean, that's a plastic lens right there. It's not very sharp. And also, I don't, like, this is autofocus. It uses sonar, sound waves, and then I believe it chooses from a lens. There's one of probably 2 or 3 lenses in there that it'll switch to get the best focus for your photo, which means a lot of the time it's going to be in between what you would actually want, so it's not going to be the sharpest of photos. But I mean, come on. I don't know if you can see that in there. In this little guy, this viewfinder, you would look in, and there's a little red light that turns on. That's how you know it charges up the flash. I don't know if I want to waste a photo here. Oh. I'm just gonna leave that there to develop. I mean, that's pretty much it for this guy. He's got a little... I mean, it's a number. I don't know if you can really see it all that well. It's, yeah, a little bit hard to see. But it has a number, counts down how many photos you have left, which is not very accurate. Because the modern Polaroid The modern Polaroid film only comes with 8 shots as opposed to what the older packs came with 10. So ever since this was bought up by, was it the Impossible Project? I don't think they could fully replicate one-to-one the old film, because otherwise they would be able to fit 10 photos, unless they're just ripping us off, which is also a possibility. But I believe I read somewhere it was something like they don't know how to make them thinner, so they can't fit as many, which also means you can't see it, probably. I don't think so. But this guy's stuck on 5. That means we only really have 3 shots left, because this is taking into account the old count of film, which used to be 10. So it's always going to be 2 less than whatever it says on this little number indicator. Alright, I know this is kind of cheating. This is from the 2010s. This is the GoPro Hero 4, I believe, because it used to have a number here. I think this is, yeah, this is the 4. And, I mean, it's a cool little action camera for what it was. I don't think the photos are very good. I know the videos are okay. I think it did 720p and 30 frames, which is alright for when this released, I believe. But what is kind of gross about it is this is an integrated camera. You see how this is separate? I thought that was a shell. No, this is designed purposely. You can't take it out of the shell. Like, it looks like it's a case that I should be able to pop it out, but if I just... Yeah, it doesn't want to come out. It doesn't want to come out. I guess they built the internals into a case, but then at that point, it's not even a case, it's just part of the camera. It's a strange design decision, I guess. I don't know why they did it. It does work. And that's how you would navigate the menu, is this little gross... What is this, like a little calculator screen maybe? It's kind of, yeah, not very pleasant on the eyes. So this is to change different modes and then also to get to settings, which I don't care about. Let's just take a photo. And there you go. You can't, there's no back screen yet on these guys, so you'd have to actually just plug the micro SD card into your computer if you wanted to see what you took a photo of. So I've always had a soft spot for these GoPros though, because this is my introduction to what an action camera was, and being able to, like, I remember I stuck this on my head when I was in a go-kart race, and I don't know what happened to the footage, but that made me feel very, very powerful. But nowadays, GoPro's kind of like the laughing stock of the action cameras. Like, I think ever since from the 9th generation of GoPros, they have had constant heating issues. Like, they've been using the same CPU in probably this camera all the way up to their newest ones. I don't remember the last time they've done a CPU refresh, and that causes the cameras to overheat and they would just die. Like, you would lose footage super easily. Didn't matter what you were taking a photo of or a video of, it could just die at any time, and that kind of like drove people away from using GoPros, because if they're unreliable, who's gonna want them? Alright, so this little guy, I've had for maybe just about half a year. Like, it takes photos alright. Kind of has like a vintage look, and the videos you can get up to 720/30, I believe. But I don't care. I don't want that. I kind of bought this camera with the hopes that the footage would look kind of bad, and that's exactly what I got. It looks, I mean, I really like the look here. I think it's harder to tell on this little screen how the footage actually looks. You put it on your computer and it's really grainy, but I kind of like that look, honestly. It's fun, right? It also has photo taking capabilities. There's modes, you can switch it into scene, portrait, normal, whatever. I don't use any of those. I keep it in motion picture, and then when I want to take a photo, there's a little button up here called Intelligent Auto. Click that bad boy, and now we're ready to go. So I mean, there you go. That's not a very good photo, but I think you can see what I mean, right? Like, I'm not here for the quality, I'm here for the lack of quality, I guess. It's fun, it's funny. Also, this style of camera I've noticed, like, I wouldn't say it's popular. I've seen it on a few different models of this one in particular, and then also a few different brands trying their go at this kind of style. Like, there's the Sony Cybershot, one of them had like a little flip-up cover to cover the lens. The Olympus line of tough cameras also have something like that. It's a weird format though, because I don't know if you can, it's not that easily noticeable, but the lens is not actually flush. It's all the way recessed inside, and this is just a glass piece to keep stuff out. I don't know who thought of it. It's kind of funny. It's not bad for what it is, and I paid probably, I want to say 60 for it, which I'm okay with. It can also, ports. I give to you my beautiful Sony Handycam. This thing is huge. Not as big as some of the other ones that Sony's released, because some of them were really huge. And some of the buttons are kind of... I mean, yeah, that's supposed to be a smooth... It's not very. But I ended up buying this from a marketplace seller who bought it from an estate sale, from what I remember. I picked this guy up for pretty cheap. I think it was like 50 bucks. And they normally run about, what, 100, 150 or more. And real quick, it's not... Cost 100 of these guys. It's 100 doubloons or more. I think I've seen them go for upwards of 200 as well, which is insane. But it's because people really crave the nostalgia of these cameras. If I just... Oh, the there you go. It takes some really sweet footage, dude. But yeah, people really like the camcorder look right now. It's kind of in, I guess. And to have a genuine one of these is really cool. This one's kind of a little bit different than some of the other ones that I've seen. It has something called night shot. Right here, you just flip this on, boom. And then all of a sudden your footage looks kind of disgusting. It gets like a nasty green color. But I mean, it's kind of cool. You can see in the dark, it uses this guy here. I don't actually know what this is. It's a sensor of some kind. And then also this up here. So, digital 450 zoom. That is a lot. If I zoom in... Okay, yeah, I need to be further away from stuff for it to work. You zoom in far enough and the digital zoom just gets kind of gross. Like, it just becomes a mess of pixels. You can't discern anything on screen. But still, just to have the zoom, it's fun. It has a really good autofocus system, honestly. Like, look at this. That's really snappy, honestly, for whenever this... I think this came out in 97, I want to say. Alright, and last but not least, I don't know if anyone's going to consider this a camera except for me. It does have cameras. 1, 2. This is the 3DS. It is a beautiful, beautiful gaming system. And it also takes photos. I don't think a lot of people actually use this for the photos, but I mean, God, they're bad. In a good way. It's beautiful, isn't it? Listen to that, eh? Oh, here we go, we're in photo mode. And, wow, it is extremely tight. Like, I don't know whose decision it was to make the camera so zoomed in. I am not that close to... Like, look, I can't even... I have to back up. Oh my god, I gotta back up real far to get the iPad all the way in focus. Or in shot, rather. Beautiful. I think you can play around with it as well if I just go to... Yeah, so you got a few options. You can... Okay, so yeah, here we go. So we have some options to play around with. We can, I think this is like a... Yeah. You can make it look 3D by putting a big crater in the middle. And look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, I don't want to do that though. How do I undo? Is there an undo button? Cancel. There we go. Look at him. So I mean, I don't ever see myself using this as a real camera, but it's just fun to have, right? And for kids that grew up with this thing, it's nice to be able to take photos on something you take everywhere. Because I assume you would have one of these guys before you'd give your child a phone. But what do I know? Oh, wait, real quick, actually. That's a beauty, eh? That is a beauty. Anyways.
That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Huge thanks to my patrons, especially these stinky names are here. Because, mate, if you want to see more of my videos, you can check out Garbage Time, which is my car thing, and then like the drum thing, which is my drum thing. And there's Hello, I'm Gaming, which is another thing. Like, there's just so much on Floatplane. I do streams. I make a lot of content. So, you know, if you want more videos, that's where they are. And, you know, mate, thanks so much.
Alright, let's go check on Frank. Hey Frank, hey buddy. How's it going? What's that? You want to watch Family Guy? Well, I got Family Guy live stream out for you. Here you go, buddy. There you go, right there for you. Like that, Family Guy? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go now. You have fun. You have fun with Peter. All right.